we're gonna break that down.
I'm just telling you what I think. Don't.
I know. I'm just saying.
I didn't. Any of the things you've said so far. So, my opinion today.
Give it time. We got a lot of show left.
That's fair.
That's true. And even they're kind of dropping the ball with the Cody thing too.
You think so?
Yes. I do have questions about it, as you, one of the leading voice of Cody Rhodes main eventing WrestleMania, could shed some light on.
Okay.
You being the leading voice, because you're just on the other side of you're on the other side of the microphone here. Not saying like you're the one holding the flag or anything like that.
So hit me with it.
Now, as I've said, we are 5 weeks out from WrestleMania.
Right.
Am I crazy to think that at some point, now especially us being 5 weeks away from WrestleMania, that Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns should have been face to face by now?
They should have been, and that's what you get for putting your belts on a part-time champion. Paul Heyman's gonna have to carry Roman's part.
Well, Roman's been on SmackDown. Why didn't Cody show up on SmackDown?
That's not Cody's fault. Well, Roman can show up on Raw.
Roman's the champion. He didn't go out of his way. Cody needs to go to him. Cody's chasing him. He's not chasing Cody.
Cody doesn't have to chase anything. He's the Royal Rumble winner.
So you're saying the first time they should be face to face is at WrestleMania?
I'm not opposed to that. And the only reason I say that is because it's kind of like the old boxing where you don't see the guys barely in the same room until like the day of the fight.
Well, that's kind of what we're getting here.
Since UFC's more wrestling than wrestling is now, they do a whole lot of interviews and talking sessions, but before that it was like the weigh-in, maybe an interview, but you really didn't see the fighters interact with each other until like the day of the fight.
Okay, that was just my question.
I see what you're saying. He's basically feuding with Paul Heyman at this point.
Yes.
And yeah, Roman should have appeared, and it sounds like he's going to eventually, but it also kind of makes sense that there's not like a long-term issue between Cody and Roman, right? So it kind of makes sense that they would have the quote-unquote wise man stoke the flames.
Roman seems to be more worried about the bloodline than he is Cody.
And that would make sense.
Shouldn't he be worried about Cody? This is the threat to his title.
He should be more worried about Cody, but
he should be worried about that.
But he's putting his family first.
Just seems like they're missing the mark here. But
well, what mark are they missing?
I don't know. The build of this. Like, for me, I'm trying to get excited about this Roman versus Cody match.
Okay.
But they're not doing anything really to get me excited. Like you said, there's been more of a feud between Cody and Heyman at this point. You got Heyman over here saying, I'm going to keep your wife warm while you're out on the road and all this, and your dad raised a dummy, and, Roman Reigns is the son your dad always wanted. Like, Paul Heyman's throwing all these haymakers, not Roman.
The last time Cody Rhodes was in a WWE ring, we saw him as Stardust. And then he writes that big emotional letter about how creative, basically was more interested in hitting on the girls than actually writing a wrestling show. Then he goes to New Japan. He's the leader of the Bullet Club. I think he won their world title. He builds AEW with Khan and the Young Bucks and Omega. Punch WWE in the mouth for the first time in 20 years. Leaves AEW, comes back to WWE, makes a big splash with Seth Rollins, tears his pec, is out for another year, comes back, wins the Royal Rumble, and he's doing this all for his father. And you're telling me that that's nothing to get excited about?
Well, that's a good story and all, but they haven't told any of that on TV.
That's been the whole thing. He came back, he tore his pec, he's been out for a whole year, he's been rehabbing.
Yeah, they've told
and
that.
the whole story.
They haven't told any of him leaving. Like, yeah, they've said he left the company, but they didn't say where he went.
Well, they're
obviously,
not going
you don't want to mention AEW.
Exactly.
But you can mention New Japan. You can mention. You don't have to say the promotion. Say he left and
he did say he was elsewhere
on the Indies or something.
He said he was elsewhere, and I think Corey Graves probably said something about him finding success elsewhere, not necessarily being AEW champion or anything like that, but I'm fairly certain that they've mentioned that he's found accolades outside of WWE. How many people do you see just go from a Stardust character in WWE and then like come back and be in the position that he's in?
Drew McIntyre. That's about it. Like,
so he was the chosen one, and then he left. Cody Rhodes wasn't the chosen one.
He got built up as the chosen one, but when he left, he was not the chosen one. when he left, he was 3MB,
Was he
dancing
Stardust?
around with Heath Slater. 3MB is just as bad as
I don't know.
Stardust.
I think
As a
Stardust
matter of
is.
fact, I was a fan of Stardust.
You were a fan
Stardust
of
and
Stardust.
Goldust, they were tag team champions. Goldust and Stardust, and doing the cartwheel with the glove thing, and talking about the cosmic. Stardust was over, and
Oh.
Goldust was over.
Anyway, I just think that
Like, I don't. Yeah, he didn't like the thing. I mean, when he
And-
first came out, you were like, "What is this joke?"
and Cody's
But,
doing
He
it.
really got into it.
Cody's doing it as the first Rhodes. All the accolades that Dusty has, all the accolades that his brother has, they've never main evented at WrestleMania, and he's the first one to do it, and he gets to do it against Roman Reigns, and he doesn't look homeless.
All I'm saying is, get me excited for the match.
How are you not excited
On
for the match?
television. On television. That's what I'm saying.
You're not paying attention then.
Like, I get the history. I know the history. But as far as on
Well, it's
television,
not even
there's
that. The
been no
first-
history. He got hurt and he came back.
The first interaction with Paul Heyman, it was really respectful. Like, oh, we have a nickname for you, Mr. Heyman, but I'm just going to call you just that, Mr. Heyman. And then got a lot of respect for you, and Roman's the greatest, and blah, 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 blah. And then Heyman just throws it out there. You may have been Dusty's favorite son, but Roman is the son that he always wanted. And that just kicked it off. Like, it's going to be a little bit more than just a routine, I won the Royal Rumble, so now I get a title match. Now, what I'm scared of is, are they going to have Brandy Rhodes and Paul Heyman exchange words? That might lose me.
Well, I don't think she's technically in the company.
So,
I don't know how they're going to do that. Well, I guess they did it with Sammy's wife.
yeah, they'll
But,
just
that
have...
was a meaningful story, so it was necessary.
Right.
What if they did that? What you said. They could have built this whole feud around Roman Reigns was the hand-picked guy. I wasn't the hand-picked guy. I had to go make a name for myself. I don't just need to be the champion. I need to be this guy because he's the one that was hand-picked over me by my own dad. This guy needs to go down. He was the one that was built up. You want to talk about favorite kid? We go to Golden Corral. He get whatever he wanted on the buffet table. You know what I had to get? I had to go get the fondue, and I had to dip stuff in the fondue. You know what the fondue is? The fondue is with the nasty shit where all the kids stick their dick in it. Just recycled dick water, chocolate. That's where I had to eat.
Oh, man.
And he's over there eating like a king.
No, he came back. He left as a high executive from another company to come back to win a championship his dad never did. He's doing it for his family. Like, I don't know why you need the storytellers to connect the dots for you. You can't just do it yourself.
Because
These
I've
are the
already
same
connected
people
the
that have a
dots.
falling out between Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns because Roman Reigns picked Sami Zayn against Kevin Owens and John Cena. And that's another thing.
So that's it. See, you're showing your cards there. So you would like the Cody Rhodes story because you don't like the Bloodline story. If the Bloodline is not good storytelling for you, then it shows your level of knowing storytelling.
You know better than that. Because if they both sucked, I would tell you that they both suck.
Okay.
Don't play that.
I asked the question, you answered it. That's why we're excited about Cody Rhodes.
Okay.
And, well, actually, the question was, should him and Roman actually be face-to-face before WrestleMania, the bell rings?
I'd rather them wait until the night of WrestleMania than them do it like the SmackDown or Monday Night Raw before WrestleMania. That's the first time you see them face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to wait for it, then just wait for it. But
I mean, if you can almost argue that, okay, we're gonna give you, we'll give you your Roman match, Roman Cody Rhodes. That's the thing. Usos versus Sammy and Kevin Owens. That's the tag team match. Okay, we're gonna hold serve on all that. I could argue that tag team match should main event night 2 of WrestleMania over the Cody and Roman match because that story is more important.
no, it's not. Stop it.
It is.
No, it's
Because
not.
there's not really a story between Cody and Roman right now. It's just a match.
So you think? Let's think about this logically here. The leader of the bloodline losing his both belts on WrestleMania would be a hell of a lot bigger than anything with Sammy, because that's the end of the bloodline.
But Sammy does. Sammy is just. in the
Sammy
bloodline
sucks.
story.
Sammy's terrible. Stop sticking up for Sammy. He's done. He's done. He's a tag team champion now.
Tell the ratings that. when you
You know what else had good ratings? Jersey Shore.